Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are looking at whatever you've tagged me on Instagram, TikTok, that's pretty much it. Makeup things, questionable techniques. Yeah, so go ahead and tag me on any of my social media. If you see something that you're like, when it comes to like makeup, beauty, whatever, do consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and go ahead and subscribe to my new reaction channel where I react to not beauty related content. Everything else, I'll leave that in the description box and pinned below. And as I always say in these videos, individuality, creativity has no rules, but makeup itself definitely has a theory, and that's what we are looking at today, because there's so much information online. Who knows what the fuck is going on?
Supposedly it like gets, I don't know, adapts to your skin tone.
As a black man that considers himself to be pretty chocolate, I don't see this ending well for me, but we're gonna try it. I also have somewhere to be in like 20 minutes, so this probably isn't the best time to do this, but it just came as I was about to pull out of the driveway, so we're gonna try it. Now, I don't typically wear makeup or anything because I usually touch my face too much throughout the day. I lay on stuff and I'm not that coordinated. I can't. But this could be a fun little thing to add to my, stash. So apparently all you're supposed to do is just rub it onto your face, and it's supposed to adapt. Me doing this in white, it's supposed to adapt to your skin color. It's supposed to literally we're gonna keep blending. Now, I got the color deep because it's the deepest one they had. Like it I don't want to mess up my other hand because
Here's the deal with color adapting or color changing foundations, right? One thing you will always find before we get into how they work is that they're always going to be light, medium, dark, deep, that kind of layout, right? Very vague shades, a very vague shade range, we should say. It's almost like when you're picking out a powder and it's like light, medium. I swear something just walked past me here, but I also think it might have been my shadow. Like they're not very particular to your skin type because they cover a few different skin types, right? Like tinted moisturizers. So how these kind of color adapting foundations work is there's nothing about the product, first of all, that can pick up your skin tone and adapt to that skin tone. It will adapt to the skin tone that it has said it is, right? For example, if you pick dark, it's going to change to their version of whatever dark is. How these work, and a lot of people always try to prove people like this wrong. So when this person here is trying it on, I bet you there'll be people in the comments being like, you need a darker one. They do work. They don't work. They work if you are lighter, if you're on the fairer side of the skin. How they work is there's almost like balls of pigment in them. You know, like those old bath pearls you used to get that had like bath oils in them and they would burst in the water and release the bath oil? It's kind of like that. So as you rub, they kind of burst and they disperse the color into that cream, the white cream that you're using. But all those balls have inside it is the pigmentation of the shade. So when people are like, oh, you need to get another one, no, you don't. Do you remember back in the day when you'll get a packet of crisps or potato chips and you'd have to open the salt packet yourself and put it in and shake it up? It's like that, but the salt packet is the pigment of a shade. For a foundation to properly adapt to your skin tone, it would have to contain your primary colors, your real primary colors, black and white, and then it would have to pick up the shades of your skin. It can't do it. So when people try to prove people like this wrong or say that they're doing it incorrectly, which I see a lot through the comments, they're incorrect. There is just not a shade. It's just regular foundation. They don't adapt to your skin. It's really frustrating the way they market them, actually. Okay, what's next? Oh no, not another one. They said I can't film, but I'm a baddie. Is that what you are? Is that? Okay. A few things, right? I think you're allowed to film in Sephora stores. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sephora employees or people who just know. Like, I swear you're allowed to record in places like that. Anyway, as long as it's not like a big production. Another thing, people make these videos of like, trying not to get caught doing my makeup. Why are the samples there, first of all? It's so you can sample the product. You're not going to get told off for sampling the products. That's what it's there for. They want you to try the products because it encourages you to buy it. So that's another thing. You're not being as crazy as you think you are. Why people think this is crazy, right, is because of how people tend to unhygienically use their products. This person even said in this, praying I don't get an eye infection, which could very well happen from using a sample. It's a risk you take should you choose to use them. But she uses those samples very well. She uses disposables alongside it. It's then her discretion whether or not she wants to apply that onto the face. When these are like the grossest is when, I mean, I personally wouldn't do it, but when these are like really gross is when people are using it straight from the applicator. You're spreading shit around, basically. So it's not like rebellious that you're using all the products. It's more concern of how you would use the products, whereas this person is using them fine. Would I still do it? Absolutely not. This is using Vaseline as a highlighter because Marilyn Monroe did. So she did use it as a highlighter, not like that, because that isn't even how you would use a highlighter unless it was a highlighting primer. Marilyn Monroe used Vaseline for a few different reasons. Reason, she would use it under her makeup. Makeup and skincare in general wasn't advanced as it is now. And one technique they used to do a lot with makeup back then is apply the cream foundation, like the cake foundation or the oily one, onto the face. Then they would get a huge powder puff, bigger than this, cover it with powder and literally press it everywhere onto the skin, because that kind of foundation needed that setting, otherwise it would be dripping off the face. They then got this brush, a big almost like paddle brush that was really soft with a handle, and they'll buff it over the whole face to get rid of the excess powder on her face. We wouldn't do that now because it's not necessary now, it's not needed now. We have mattifying formulas and textures. So using Vaseline under it would kind of like balance out eventually when the foundations start to settle on the skin and look a bit more like foundations we know now. Also, Vaseline with lighting and cameras back in those days actually looked blurry on screen. So they'll put it on the lens, or they would have tights over the lens to make like filters. So imagine putting Vaseline as a highlighter on your skin when it's actually blurring the light and distorting the light for the camera. It looks like a blur. It's not a technique we should be using now. It was very clever back then, but not so much now. Are you how stupid do they think people are? Someone doing this, it doesn't happen. I've had Botox, but doing this and then going like, of course is that serious? That can't be serious. Is that serious? You know, people tag me and stuff like this and say, does this work?
I don't know if you know this trick for really oily skin. I do this a lot when I go out and I don't bring my powder with me and my skin is super oily. This is a 9-hour day and I didn't do any touch-ups. So you're literally just gonna take a piece of toilet paper and just dab it on your oily areas. See how easy and quick that was? Now let's try it. See, like you don't really need any fancy product, honestly. You don't even need to bring your powder. A little piece of toilet paper or napkin is gonna do.
Very true. You know how that works even better, right? Is when you rip the ply. So you could use a tissue just like this or toilet paper like this, but if you tear, so say it's like 2-ply, if you tear it, oh my god, let me find the tear. Oh, these tissues are 3-ply. Tear it to 1-ply, and then you get that more like transparency to it, and then use it. For some reason, I don't know how, but it takes off less makeup onto the thing. That's my finger, you can see underneath. It's a little bit less invasive to your already existing makeup. And you still have, look, you could take out a tissue and have 3 touch-ups throughout the day. That's a really good tip. Yeah.
If you want fuller lips, but you're still doing this like we did in 2016, let me help you out, sis. It's time for a new technique. You see how this looks much fuller, but more natural at the same time? Taking a brown lip liner, I'm placing a little line in like the hollow area of my lips. I know it looks really funny, but this is where you use your fingers. Blend it out using the warmth of your fingers, and what you're doing is essentially contouring your lips, so your lips look bigger without actually looking unnatural. I'm topping it off with a little bit of lip oil, but look how good this looks.
Such a great tip. There is actually a product for this, and I'll link them down below. It will be an affiliate link for Yes Style. But these are from Romand. These are like lip contours, and I actually have them on now. You can see I've got a lighter one around the edge. All I've got on is these on a lipstick. So there's a lighter one you can do around the edge here to almost like I'll put them on like low so you can see, to brighten up that lip line like this, and that's going to make them look instantly bigger, and you can actually bring your lip color down to it. But they do a contour one as well, which is pure shadow. It's not bronzer, it's not anything like that. So you can really, I already have it on, I don't know if you can see that kind of like shadow around my lip, but you can bring it down even further and blend it in with your finger, and it just makes a natural shadow. You don't actually too obvious. Yeah, and it makes your lip look a little bit fuller, a little bit bigger. That'll look amazing on top as well. I think it'll be better with a product like this. You can absolutely use a lip liner only because it's softer and it looks more like shadow. Some browns, be careful what brown lip liner you choose, because some browns have redness to it, and a contour needs to be a little bit more colder, a little bit more ashier. So when you're choosing your brown pencil, do make sure it's more, it's a cold brown. Okay, well that's what I've been tagged in. I can actually load my notifications on Instagram, which is really annoying. But yes, thank you so much for joining me. Consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and remember to go ahead and subscribe to my new reaction channel. I post twice a week over there, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.